Welcome back to Tansy Academy. In this video, we'll be looking at Chapter 3, Lesson 3 about SQL, Structured Query Language. This is what you are going to learn in this course. First, we will see what it means. So SQL stands for Structured Query Language. Let's say, I'm trying to explain you something. I'm using English as a means of communication, right? So SQL is nothing but a language, but it's a computer language. It's not like I'm talking in Arabic or French or Spanish. This SQL is meant for the computer, and so that you can tell the database what you are looking for within your data. Okay, SQL stands for Structured Query Language. It's a programming language designed for managing and manipulating your databases. Okay, simple definition: SQL is like a magic spell that lets us talk to computers to ask about the information they hold. So you are kind of, if you want to talk to the computer that has the information, you have to use something like SQL. Purpose: it helps us find, add or change information in a computer's memory. Used everywhere. So banks, schools, even video games use SQL to keep their data organized. Okay, like a library system, just as we organize books in a library, SQL helps organize data within your database, so it's easy to find. How does SQL work? SQL has a lot of commands. So SQL uses special words to tell the computer what we want to do with the data. Examples: if you say select from table, so it will give the data. That means it will select the data from the table. From you have to say from which table. It will from clause is used to mention the table name. Where is used to filter the data. I want the data where the age of customers is greater than 30, or I want to update customers date of birth from so and so to so and so, or I want to delete a given customer. So these are all different commands. We have more than 100 commands. Okay, but these are very common commands here. So you write this command and pass it to the database server, so that it understand what you know. Okay, talking to a database is a big box of information, and SQL is the key to open it. Fetch data: SQL can fetch information like high scores across all students from a given school. This is one of the example. Make changes: you can use SQL to update saved exam results or add new results. So you can, in a nutshell, you can use this SQL programming language to add data to the database, to a database table, to modify the data, to delete the data, and to retrieve the data. You are also going to use SQL to actually create the tables and the structure of the table. Fun facts about table: it's over 50 years that it was invented everywhere in tech. If something uses data, any company, let's say Google or a small salon across the streets, if they are using data, any software application, most probably they will be using SQL behind the scenes within the software application, like websites, mobile apps, and even your school's attendance list. Easy to learn: many people think SQL is one of the easiest coding languages to learn in entire IT world. Big and small companies, from small startups to big companies like Google and Amazon, everyone uses SQL. So that's why it's very important for you to learn this properly, so that you can get an entry into software market as a SQL developer. Helpful for games: even game developers uses SQL to keep track of player scores and progress. Again, it depends if the game developers are using a relational database. So you'll be using SQL only when your data is stored in relational database management system. So if you want to explain this in a pictorial way, this is the database, and we have already talked about tables. A database holds any number of tables. I'm just showing here 5-6 tables, and then this database is like a file on your computer. You store your images, notepads, some notes, some Excel sheets on your computer. Same way, database has many files stored within the DBMS software. It will be stored on the hard disk but managed via some software. Okay, so for now, assume that database is like it is going to store your tables data on the hard disk on some computer. So now you write this SQL, this select star from student. This is a SQL statement. You are passing this to the database, so database understand what to do, and it will return the data from the students table. Okay, and there are different formats, different templates, different keywords, different clauses of the select statement. Even you can have a SQL query of 10 lines, 20 lines, or 30-40 lines if it gets very complicated. So here I'm saying select star from student. This is my table name. Star means bring all the rows. That's what star means, order by name. So here it I just got the data without ordering by name. It was ordering by id, but I want to order it by name. Now you see this data is ordered by the name, alphabetical from A to Z. Okay. And then as I said, database is like store is like a file on your hard disk. So on a given server, let's assume that this computer is called database server. You can have any number of database, and in each database you'll have multiple tables. So when you say select star from students, so this is your personal computer, and you use a software tool to write this statement and pass this statement to your database server. Okay, so this client software will have a connection settings to say I want to connect to this database server computer, and within this database server I want to run this query against this database. Okay, and then it will return the result sets for you. So remember, this is a personal computer. It has a client software where you write the query, and when you say hit execute, like save on a web form, you hit execute or run, this query will be passed to the respective database depending on what connection settings you have, and then it will return the result. This result set is visible within this client software. Okay, and that's it for now. So let's get back to next lesson.